Good evening, y'all. Welcome to the 170th episode of Tones Takes. And everything has been about like immigration, migrants, babies. I mean, you even had Ann Coulter saying that the babies and the children crying at the border are actors. I don't understand why people keep doing this. Like, come on, are we really training babies to cry? Are you serious? But anyway, that's not the story I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was, the only logical thing for the U.S. to do. Donald Trump has just withdrew us from the United Nations Human Rights Council because that makes perfect sense in the midst of this human rights debacle that's happening at the border. Now, the Human Rights Council, first of all, is only like 12 years old. It was formed back in 2006. It's a 47 member council. So it's made up of, a whole bunch of other countries. And yeah, they decided, for too long, as Nikki Haley, our ambassador to the UN, said, for too long, the Human Rights Council has been a protector of human rights abusers and a cesspool of political bias. Now, what exactly she's talking about here is that basically since its creation in June of 2006, and the statistics I have up to June of 2016, the UN Human Rights Council over one decade has adopted 135 resolutions criticizing countries, and 68 out of those 135 resolutions have been against Israel. And then they get, I'm at this unwatch.org, which I guess is a watchdog, but who knows if their numbers are correct. But basically they say, at least 77 all the way up to 87% on a yearly basis of the condemnatory country-specific resolutions are targeted towards Israel. And of course they would be, because like Israel is doing the most to keep Palestinians out of Israel, including sniping protesters who are throwing rocks at fully armed, fully geared up soldiers. So yeah, I think that there should be something to say about Israel getting a majority of these things. Granted, there is a lot of stuff happening in some of these other countries as well, but Israel seems to get a pass every time. It's just like we just turn a blind eye to them. And you have the U.S. and you have the Brits who pretty much side with Israel, and that pretty much has given them the power. So it will be kind of interesting to see, now that the U.S. has kind of left, if that actually gives the remaining members on this UN Human Rights Council more power to actually go after Israel. Because just because the U.S. steps off doesn't mean that this UN Council should fall apart, right? So anyway, you had also the leader Zeid Ra'ad. I can't pronounce this guy's name. Zeid Ra'ad al-Hussein. And he is the secretary, not the secretary general, but he's like the head honcho, the high commissioner for the Human Rights Council. And he basically came out against Donald Trump either today or yesterday, and basically said, everything that the U.S. is doing at the border is unconscionable. So there is some butting of heads there as well. And of course, there are also companies that have come out against everything that the U.S. is doing at the border, including Uber just came out today. They're obviously trying to repair their image because, come on, they like violate the rights of everyone who gets in their cars. Or at least their drivers do, they're independent drivers. And then, of course, we all know Facebook. Like, some of these companies just, you're not jiving right with me. You're coming out against human rights when you clearly violate rights of humans all over the place anyway. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, the real reason why we backed out of this council is because there are countries like China, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, who Nikki Haley and Donald Trump have said these are like clear, countries that just violate human rights all over the place, and nothing gets done about it. And yeah, it's been called an imperfect body. It has a decent track record, according to Stephen Pomper, who was under the Obama administration. So take that as you will. But it's just interesting. So I wonder, what's everyone else's thoughts on this? Because these councils, to me, they're like boondoggles. You go to these meetings and you fly all these people out. You're spending airfare, all the hotels and stuff, and they all just get together, and it seems like they just all just kind of shit on Israel. And so yeah, is it right or is it wrong? To me, Israel has done a lot of stuff that if it was done by another country like an Iran or a Saudi Arabia, then yeah, they might get actual like military action against them from other countries, but because it's Israel, we'll let it go. And yeah, Israel's supposed to be the promised land, and there's all this stuff about Revelations in Israel being like, you know, if Israel ever gets attacked, that means the end of the world, and all these things that I won't really get into. But it intrigues me when I see these things happening. It's like all the chess pieces are moving into place for the end of the world. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this, because it's interesting. It's interesting that the U.S. would back out, and I'm interested to see exactly what the UN is going to do, if they're even going to, you know, maybe we're going to get something against us now because of everything that's happening at the border with folks coming from Central America. So, yeah, that's all I've got. I'm neither here nor there about us leaving. Hey, if it saves us money in the end, who cares? We've acted unilaterally in the past, and we will do it again. And whatever, you know, strongest country on earth, right? I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for you all today. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.